So the music you're hearing is vibey. I've actually created an audio playlist because the whole point of today is to vibe with coding though. So I think we can start. Jacques, do you want to go ahead and then we can vibe?
Absolutely, yes. So hello everyone and welcome to today's webinar. My name is Jock or JJ. I'm a senior .NET developer at DVT. So the topic for today is vibe coding, the future of software development. So we'll do things slightly different. So we'll have no slides or no boring theory, just pure vibe coding, where AI takes development to the next level. So leading this session is none other than Rory Peddry, Principal Cloud Advocate at Microsoft. Rory is a recognized global influencer in the tech industry, known for his expertise in Java and cloud technologies, as well as his deep passion for accessibility in software development. So let's look at a bit of history. So Rory's journey started back in 2001 as a Java developer, and over the years he has become a key figure in the developer community, advocating for innovative and inclusivity. Since joining in Microsoft in 2018, he has been on a mission to empower developers worldwide through advocacy, public speaking, and hands-on development. And today he's bringing that expertise straight to us. In this session, Rory will showcase GitHub Copilot's O3 Mini in action, demonstrating how AI can generate code effortlessly and revolutionize the way that we develop software. As I said, this is a zero-slide all demonstration experience. He'll be building an application storing DeepSeek as well, giving us a first-hand look at the power of AI coding. So I will be sharing two repos, the repos that you're looking at on the screen. I'll share them in the chat for you to open as well. So if you're ready to get started, I now introduce to you Rory Preddy.
Thanks, JJ. That was a great example. Now, I must tell you, Grok actually gave you that bio though. I said to Grok 3, please go and find me on the internet and go give it to everything like that. So that's kind of where we are right now. We are living in an AI world. And today we've got a very interesting two projects we're going to do. No slides. And in these two projects, I'm going to try and, distill some knowledge to you. And we'll have some fun. Now, there's music in the background. I'm going to give an introduction to myself. And this is a visual introduction. I've got brown hair. I'm wearing glasses. I've got a beard and I'm wearing a black shirt. And I'm speaking to you from my home office. And I work for Microsoft as a cloud advocate. And basically, it's just we do DevRel, developer relations, and we do a lot of research. And I work with the GitHub team to promote GitHub Copilot. And one of the things that you've seen recently is that there are multiple different ways that you can work with Copilot. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to play a little game called Ping Pong TDD. Something that I actually picked up a long time ago. You should still see my screen. I know that Jacques just went off. And I picked this up a long time ago, 12 years ago, Ping Pong TDD. So over here, you'll see that this is the starter project that we're going to use. And it's called Rory P/Ping Pong TDD starter on GitHub. Pretty simple to go through that. And then we're going to vibe code with GitHub Copilot, and you can actually click on GitHub Copilot overview, and it will go through there, and it'll give you all of the features that you can. There's my Sora dog even there, and we're going to use some of that to go through it. I've even created a Notebook LLM audio overview. If you prefer audio and you want to recap this, also you can go there, and there's the podcast for the Notebook LLM audio overview here. So let's go through the project, and then I'm going to showcase some of what the project says that I need to do to actually get it working in Visual Studio Code Insiders with GitHub Copilot. So the project description, this is a kata. You're going to write a function to convert Roman numerals. This is the first project. So the second project is going to be on DeepSeek to decimal numerals and numbers. In order to keep the kata large, you don't have to check for a valid Roman numeral, else what happens then you do regex and everything goes wrong. Roman numerals, the numeral system of ancient Rome uses combination of letters from the Latin alphabet to signify values. They're based on 7 symbols. You've got I, V, X, L, C, D, M. So the numbers are formed by combining symbols together and adding the values. Generally, symbols are placed in order of value, starting with the largest numbers when smallest numbers precede larger numbers, the smaller numbers are subtracted from the larger numbers and the result is added to the total. So MVI would go to 2006. So only addition, and over that one, that would actually be addition and subtraction. So yeah, so you also don't need to do more than 3,000 because the Romans didn't actually count more than 3,000. So we're going to set up our environment first. So I've got Visual Studio Code Insiders here. I've got the project working here, and you're going to go in and set up Copilot. So I've got Copilot already there. I've got a license. You can get the free license also. I've got Copilot Chat. And then I've got a few extensions like Web Search for Copilot already installed there though. And I've got the project actually sitting on my left here. So if I do turn my head a little bit, then you can kind of see what we're doing here. So here's the project, and it is a Java project because I am a Java developer. And you can find out there are the ping pong TDD versions in Python, in .NET. You can just search on GitHub, and you can get them there though. So the first thing you're going to see is this has a test harness. It's got source, test there. Let's go there, and it's got a calculate Roman to Arabic class though. So calculate Arabic to Roman class doesn't have anything there, just says to do unsupported exception because we haven't done anything, so that's already harnessed there. And then the test assertions, it's just got a unit test case. So unit test casing runs similar in a lot of actual languages, so .NET and everything. So you just run this here, and this should actually fail. So if I go there, and it should go fail, and it goes, oh, red. And this is really ping pong TDD. You go from nothing to red, then you hand it over to the other player. In this case, we're going to hand it over to AI, and then you're going to make green, and so it's going to pass. And then after that, you're going to do maybe some refactoring, which is that. So it's red, green, refactor, red, green, refactor. And this is ping pong TDD. You're supposed to start with one person. They go red, they hand it over. The other person makes it green, and then you both can refactor. So ping pong TDD. Okay, so we've got it red here. Now, there are multiple ways that you can get this to work. And one of the ways that you can get it is through completions. Another way is through chat. And another way is through agent. Now, we're going to do the completions first, and then we're going to use the chat. And then for agent, I'm going to maybe go into DeepSeek for that, and we can see how the project we can solve that with, though. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that completions are set up. So if you see at the bottom there, I can go, okay, cool, completions. And then I can go, no, we want to go there. We want to go configure code completions. And then you can go, and this is a new thing, only announced about 2 weeks ago. We're going to make sure that 4.0 is installed. Get a GPT 4.0, and it's in preview. A lot of this is in preview, so a lot of it, if it doesn't work, we know why, because it's in preview though. So we're going to go to the first thing, and we're going to say, wait a second, okay, there's the project here, and it's converting there. Now, we want to make sure, wait a second, let's go into here, and let's do the first completions. And let's say, okay, cool, we want to do the first completions, which is we just want to return. And this is what you do. You do the minimal amount to actually get it back to green. And then you want to just go return. We know that it's just one. Return space and then 1. So that should pass. But then check that out there. So that's something called next. So if you go into Copilot, you'll see there that I've got next edit suggestions. This is also like a week old, next edit suggestions. So even though I've typed in there and it's gone, okay, cool, return 1, it's actually saying to me, I've got a suggestion that you want to do rather also. And it's going to go, cool, maybe you should check if it's null and everything. So throughout this entire process, as we get to the next couple of steps, I'm going to show you that the next edit is going to do that. Now we're going to go back to test assertions. Now we're going to run this again. And we're getting green. Yay! It's the minimum amount that you want to actually get it to work though. So the next thing that we're going to do is that we're going to test 1 I works. We're going to actually go in and we're going to test the next one, which is V. I've actually got my little cheat sheet here also. So we're going to go cool there, and we're going to go at There. So you can see there, it's actually given me the test completions, and I can go, do I want to accept the word, or I want to go open completions panel? And it's going to go, what is your suggestions you want there? Okay, loading suggestions, and it's going to say, oh, it's giving me the entire suggestion if I wanted to, all of them though. So I want it to go slow. Understand, I want to show you a lot, so I'm going to show you it slower than I could, because I could actually go into agent mode and just say do everything. So we're not going to do that really, and we're just going to close that. So I'm going to go, not test suggestions here, and I'm going to go, I want to make that a little bit bigger. Okay, let's close that. And I want to go close. Okay, let's go close. Oh, there we go. Okay, so then I'm going to go test. No. Sorry, there. I'm going to go add test. And now I'm going to just hit tab. Oh, wow. Okay, no. Okay, can I select that? Oh, I want, is there another one there? No, there isn't another one there. So I want to go rather, there, it actually picked it up. Okay, cool, done. And I'm going to go tab, and I'm going to click there. Did you see that little arrow there? It knew exactly what I was going to do and what I was trying to do, because I went past the test I there. Now it's going to go, cool, assert equals 5, convert V. Oh, but we know that's not going to work because we haven't done it. So we're going to go, okay, test that. And, oh, no, failed. Oh, it failed. And you can even see it here in the testing here. And you can go through there and you can test it here. Now, we know that we have to go in there, and we can go into here. And we can go, okay, cool. Now let's go convert. And I want to go here. And I want to do an if statement rather. So if it's, instead of an if statement, we want to eventually go into that. So if it's, let's just go there. If it's an I, then return Roman. No, I want to do the string Roman. And we want to go, okay, must return a value here. And let's go into there. Else return 0. So yeah, so that's pretty simple, but I noticed there that I didn't actually specify. So if I wanted to, I could just go there, and then I could go, okay, cool, what is else? Whoa, look at that. V, X, I, L. Okay, that's, okay, if I go tab, it will accept all of them. So it's been trained on 100 million developers' repositories in and around GitHub. This bot, Copilot, understands exactly how to do this. Is GPT 4.0. So you're not really going to have to get it to slow down or throw illegal exception there. But if you see that, it also now doesn't need a return value. Okay, so this should work now. So if I go completed, and now we're vibing to that, and it's helped me a lot. And if I go that, there, done. Now it's test I and V, but there's a lot more about that. So we should go into here and now test assertions, and we want to go, okay, cool. What about the rest of the tests? Now it's scanning your code already right now. So we're going to go test and test X. Great. Now we want to go next, test, and I'm just hitting enter now. Test L, yes, next. Test C, yes, next. And this is the vibe. Test C, test C, test D, yes. And we should have test M. Whoa, what do you think it's going to do now? Test, let's see what next is. Test invalid. Thank you. I like it. Test invalid 2. No, we don't really need invalid 2 there. Okay, so now we should be able to do that, and we should go into here, and we can run that. And we've got all the tests running there. So at every time with the completions, I was just being helped through. And I was just saying, yeah, okay, that's great. I like the ghost text, go ahead. I like the ghost text, go ahead. And it understood what I was doing because it understood the next step that I had. Okay, so let's undo that. And now I'm going to show you, okay, let's go test assertions. Let's go discard file. Let's go right in at the beginning again. Let's go discard file. And if we go back into there, now if I go in test assertions, it's right in the beginning again. And this is the novelty also with ping pong TDD. You're supposed to do this quickly. What happens is that you get so good at this with this repo that you can do it in a way that is almost musical. That's really what vibe coding is about. It's getting into a rhythm that you can learn how to do this. So we're going to do this again, except we're going to do it a little bit higher. We're going to do it. We already saw there that we added all the exceptions. I want to do it a little bit higher, but I wanted to also do a little bit further because I wanted to do the subtraction also. But yeah, if I do that with the completions, then I'll have to add a little bit more. So I'm going to go into the chat. Now, the first thing you're going to see there is under chat, I can also specify GPT 4.0. And we just announced, which version am I on? Claude Sonnet 3.7. Okay, the chat doesn't have Claude Sonnet 3.7. Let's just see here. Okay, so I don't have Sonnet for some reason installed there, but it might be because we've just uninstalled it. But we're going to use, GPT 3.03 mini. Okay. And in the chat there, I've got the file, the current file that I'm looking at. So I've got the context of the file. It's a problem because I got two files that I wanted. So I'm going to go to calculate Roman to Arabic also, and I'm going to drag it in there. Now, that means that now the chat is actually aware of the two files that I'm working with. But that's really about it, though. I can add a lot more. I can make it aware of a lot more. So, for example, if I go I can go, wait a second, the whole workspace. Now, understand if you do that, then you're going to slow down, your AI really, and that's the only problem. I can also go, whoa, web search. And web search, I've got a Tavily token there, and then I can say there, find the latest version of Spring Boot. And that'll go in there and it will add the context, and that means that I can get everything from the interweb and later than possible. And see, it's going to search there, latest version, and it's going to come back with the latest version of that. So when you go into the chat, you've got a lot more features than you would if you have the completions. Now, we saw the completions work very well. It actually finished the whole project for me, but it didn't give me the ability to actually have a discussion. So I want to go, okay, cool. That's not coming back with that web, but I'm not going to worry about that. And then I'm going to go to test assertions. Now, for the chat, I'm going to say, please explain this project and what should I do to complete it. So first I want to go and say, okay, cool. What is this project? And you can see that it even added workspace there. So it added workspace. Now the O3 Mini is slow because what it's doing, it's actually thinking. So if you want to see the thoughts, you can't. We haven't added that just yet though. But it says that, okay, the project is a TDD exercise where you're implementing a function to convert Roman numerals to Arabic numbers. The process helps you practice writing tests first and then writing minimal code required to pass. So it already scanned my entire project. You can see there, it used the 13 references. And you can also set it up that it will learn the code and learn the repo that you're on. It used the 13 references and then went in there and said, okay, I know exactly what I'm going to do. So if that's true, then you should be able to solve it. But there is something I also want to show you that you can do. You can attach context. You can screenshot the window, so it can actually read the window, and you can also you can do the web search there. But you can also do something. Can you please explain to me the project? And you can speak to it. So I've had many conversations with these AIs, and I've just gone in there and solved it just by speaking. So let's ask it. Let's say, okay, we've got GPT 4.0 mini, and then we're going to go. Can you please solve the project for me? Now the difference between 4.0. Sometimes the O3 mini can't create files. So you must understand that this can be a destructive process. The chat can go in and say, this file doesn't exist. I want to go in and create it. Or this directory doesn't exist. I want to go in and create it. Now you can move whole directories. You can move your whole C drive or your root mount here. So now it's working. And in the background, it's thinking, because it is O3 mini. And it's a thought process. Now, the biggest problem with O3 Mini and a lot of these tools is that they think, and we haven't got it piping there, but it takes a very long time to actually go through the thought process. So it does kind of ruin the vibe a little bit. Music's still playing there in the background. And sometimes it is in preview, you can see there, so it doesn't even come back sometimes. And then if it doesn't come back, let's go here. We're going to go and swap over to 4.0. Now, for some reason, I don't understand, but Claude was here a second ago. It was here. Sonnet, we've just launched 3.5, Claude 3.5 Sonnet, but I don't know, it was in preview. Maybe that just took it off afterwards. Not too sure, though. So let's do that again. Let's go here, and let's go, okay, cool. Let's go here. Let's go test assertions, and then test assertions, no. And we're going to go, okay, solve to handle 2999. Okay, that's the last bit. That's really the longest bit you can. And then it's going to go through then working, and hopefully this will come back because the other one, there. Okay, that's the solution. And now we can go, okay, but where's the class? That's calculate Roman, okay, that's that class there. So what do and then, okay, that's going to calculate everything. And now if we go into here, I can just click on this and it can go apply. It's going to find the class. It's going to go in there and it's just going to solve the problems. And now when I go in there and I go right to the bottom, can go there, okay, tick and tick. I like what you've done there, and I can close there, and it's got all of the things there, and it's also got the minus and then the plus, and yeah, let's keep those files there. But the test assertions, yeah, it didn't really do that. So I want to go in there, and I want to go, yeah, add the test cases. Notice that with the chat, it kind of didn't understand that it had to finish the job. So I had to go first for the it had it in memory. Someone had already done it. Yeah, okay, cool. Go in there and goes add my test cases. And go add my test cases. But I wanted it to do all of that for me. I don't understand why I had to do that. Not vibing this at all though. So yeah, let's go in there and see. It's doing something. It's doing something important, and I agreed to what it's doing. And this is another problem that we have with AI, that now I have to go back and say, okay, cool, what did you do? Test I, test IV, V, IX, more, 99, 299. Cool. So it did that. Now I go into my test cases and I run them again, and they're working. Yeah, of course, I did that. I'm a Vibe programmer. I definitely did that. So we've got the solution here. And now we're going to remove it again. Because we're going to do the final bit, which is I want to just actually wake up in the morning and just tell it to solve my problem. So let's go back here and let's go discard the file. Let's go back into here. Let's go, okay, cool. Now we've started again and we've absolutely got 0 here. And now I'm going to go into here. I'm going to start a new window here. But now I'm going to activate agent mode. Now, agent mode, you go into the GitHub Copilot settings and you can go into agent mode. Now, Copilot edits here. I'm going to click on and make sure this is selected agent mode here. And on agent mode, you go O3 mini. So, okay, cool. Let's do that. And now I'm going to go, okay, cool. Make sure that this thing is aware of the files. And I'm going to go, please, can you solve to handle 299 with all test cases? Okay, yeah, okay, if I hit enter, what's going to happen? What's going to happen is that this thing is just going to do all of it, and then I'm going to say, please test after done, and confirm the results. Sorry, what? So this thing's going to run the tests afterwards, ideally, and then confirm the results also, and make the changes. So let's go into here. Okay, not going to touch anything. Very weird. It's like when I went from boxes to briefs with my underwear, like I didn't really understand what was going on. And now it's going to go into the file. It's going to have my requirements, and it's going to go in and just make the modifications. If it needed to create a file, it'll create a file. Needed to create a directory, it'll create a directory. If it needs to run Maven, it'll run it. But npm, any of those things, like if you're going to do React, it will run npm run start, any of that. And then it will go in and test whether it did the right thing. And if not, it will go in and do more. Because what's this running is an agent. And an agentic agents have their own locus of control. They have their own determination. Agent mode needs to be in Visual Studio Insiders. So, and it also is the paid version. So this is Visual Studio Insiders. You need Visual Studio Insiders. And then you can get agent mode though. So the free version doesn't have agent mode. And also, you can see there's a lot of previews here. Everything I'm touching here is very preview. This is very new, very new. O3 Mini also is very preview. So it says 96%. Applying edits. I'm really testing my GPU because this is using GPU and I've got other screens here and I'm running music in the background. So we're going to do that. And yeah, so we've just launched, like I said, I'm not too sure why it's not here though. So the first thing that I did when I saw this was, okay, cool. I'm not a front-end person. I'm actually a back-end person. I want to make sure that now it's running here. And if you are running your BitTorrents, please switch them off so I can get more GPU access. And okay, so it's finished there. It's finished. Let's go. Okay, cool. That's done. And let's go there. It is slowing down a bit though. I think I should have done 4.0. Where are we here? And it's okay. So it's done that. And I want to go keep. And it is paused a little bit. So this is me looking at, okay, cool. This is taking a little bit too long. Okay, so let's wait here. So we can just wait it out because I think I want to do that. And this is just taking a little bit long because I am exhausting my GPU and I'm also exhausting my interweb here also. So let's oh, what happens if I press pause here? So let's go pause. Okay, so we want to go pause and then we're going to go play. Let's see if I can actually do pause and play with the agent. Oh, never done that before. You can actually pause and play, but I have lost my patience already for it here. I want to go here, cool. And now I'm just going to go, okay, cool, you did one of there, but the agent there was supposed to do all of that though. So let's try that again, and let's go into 4.0 here, a little bit quicker maybe. And now I'm going to go, okay, cool. We want to go solve for all use cases up to 2999. Now this is 4.0. Should be a little bit quicker because it's not going to be thinking. And there, so it's already red there. Now it's going to work there. So there are multiple models that you can actually get here, and each one of these models has use cases, better use cases based on what you're trying to do. The thinking models are a little bit more detailed than the O models, but they also are, a little bit cleverer than that. So it just did the convert Roman into that, and then it test assertions. Model wants to run all your tests. Okay, that's great. Please run all the tests. It's done. And added the test cases, and it said all tests have passed successfully. So it added that. It added the logic. It ran the tests for me. It read the terminal screen here. And yeah, you can debug off this also. So it can debug itself and then change the code according to the debug. But we also did see there that it did battle a little bit with O3 Mini, the thinking version, which is in preview. And that might be because maybe a server is running it hectically. But the 4.0 it went pretty quick. It added everything. And I'm a little bit helping. Now, the only thing that I really want to do after this is remind you, okay, cool, we have the podcast that Notebook LLM ran there. We have the README, and then we have a vibe.md that goes through all of the features I've just shown you also. Finally, over here, I want to actually go there, create a new markdown file for DVT that thanks them for their time and details this project. So this over here, what I wanted to show you is that it can actually go in and do all your documentation for you. It will scan your entire project. It will scan in what you wanted to do. And these codes, the readme.md and the vibe code, every single bit of this project was created with AI. So much so, thank you DVT.md. I've thanked DVT.md. Let's go into here. Thank you DVT. And it goes through there and it tells you about the actual project here. Also, all of the images that you see here, the vibe.gif here, this is created with ChatGPT. This is Sora, and this isn't a real dog. And then obviously we've got the ping pong TDD. We've got two individuals here who are playing the rules, and the rules of the ping pong TDD here. So everything that you see here was generated, and it was also generated, like you can see there, those individuals with me listening to music, vibing to a sense of self, and also being able to enjoy what I do, which is coding though. So the CEO and founder of OpenAI coined the term vibe coding, and he said it's really going in there and just hitting okay, which is exactly what we saw there. You just want to hit okay, I agree. But okay, cool, this is ping pong TDD. That's a little bit, it's pretty simple. Let's do something incredibly hard. So let's go file, and I want to go open recent. Now, you're going to go into a project, and let's go into this project here. And you're going to go into this project, and we'll chuck it in the chat there, called Azure Interface, Azure, I actually can't even remember what it is. So on my repositories here, there's called, Azure Java Inference Demo. Now, I like power. Being 4'1", and I do have fast cars and I like power. One of the things I really want is when I talk to an AI, I want all of it. So on Azure, you can host something called a inference endpoint. Now, the inference endpoint here, this is the chat playground. It basically means I am the only person who gets access to this, and it's running on a dedicated server. So if I say to you, hey, go host DeepSeek, cool, there's your DeepSeek version. It's there, and it's going to scale up to almost infinite, and it's running 200 billion parameters, the DeepSeek version. So I go, hi, DeepSeek. DeepSeek, how are you? Okay, so now, but DeepSeek thinks, it should actually think here. And of course, it's spinning up. There we go. Hi, but I'm ready to help you with a need. How can I help you? Okay, this doesn't actually, where's the thinking? And I know that there's somewhere that you can see the thinking here. Okay, so think about life and show me your thoughts. Think about life and show me your thoughts. So you can go in there, but you can host anything on Hugging Face. You can actually host with an inference endpoint, which means you can actually download the model onto GitHub Models or Azure Models, and then you can actually go in and access that. For some reason, it's not showing me my thoughts. Obviously, it knows that I'm demoing something, and it doesn't want to show me its thoughts, though. But I've got the project here. All of them also AI generated here. And the novelty on this is that, let's go into that, let's go into that. And let's make that a little bit smaller. So here's the project, and everything runs on a dev container if you want to run this on code spaces. And I've got a very basic chat sample I'm going to show you. So this was created with GitHub Copilot, obviously. And then in here, it gets my endpoint and my API key, which is in my environment properties. And then it says there, okay, cool. I'm going to use some custom API. So I want to actually go in there and make sure that my POM, Azure AI Inference, and it's on the beta 2 I'm using. And so basically, that's the only library I need. And then I'm going to say, okay, cool. With the basic chat sample there, let's make that a little bit bigger. Build the chat completion builder, add the credentials, so who I am, then go and say you're a helpful assistant, and spell tenant backwards, and then show me your thoughts, because tenant is actually a palindrome. Get DeepSeek R1, so if you've got more models, you can do that, and then just say, what's the response? Okay, so it's pretty simple. I didn't write this code, because if you go into here, onto the chat playground, and you go into view code, this is where you actually get the code from. I actually got the code from here. And I got, okay, Java, and you can actually see there, it actually tells you what you were supposed to do, and you can go in there and you can just get the key authentication. And you can see there, it's actually going to go in and tell you what you're going to do. So I chucked it in there, and then, okay, cool. Let's go back into here, and let's spell tenant backwards, and let's run it. And so I'm just going to hit run. So this is going to go in, but it's not going to stream. It's going to give me the thoughts of the DeepSeek model running on the inference endpoint on Azure, but it's going to actually give it to me in like a blob, just like here's everything that you wanted, and then just go, including the thoughts, everything that it has though. So the problem with that is that it's with streaming, you get a little bit of a human interface with that, and I'm going to show you a little bit afterwards though. So, and this is also going to take a little bit longer. Obviously, it knows that I'm demoing, so it is going to take a few seconds longer. Let's just make sure. Did that come back there? Let's close that. There we go. Timeout. The operation timed out though. Okay, hi. I want to make sure that this thing is actually operational. Okay, cool. And then we can go in there and then just see if it comes back though. So it is timing out there. Hi, the greeted, how am I? I responded. And then now it's coming back, I can help. Then I think I churned it up. I probably yeah, there it is. It's thinking, how are you? I'm DeepSeek, how are you? Yeah, that's great. Little crazy murder robot. How are you? I just asked, how are you? Like, why are you going through? Okay, let's go back into our little models here. And I think that's going to time out. Let's go back into here. And let's go, okay, cool. The chat sample, maybe it's slowing a little bit there. And I want to go and close that there. And I'm going to go, okay, cool. And now I've got activated streaming because I want to see if it actually is coming back here. And no, it should actually go in there. Oh, there, role assistant. I think it probably spun up. There's probably a BM running in the background somewhere, spinning up there. Oh, okay. And I've got a riddle here. Mary, and then here it says, let's go back there. Maria's father has 4 daughters, spring, autumn, and winter. What is the name of the 4th daughter? It's a trick because it's actually Maria. And it's going to go through there, and it's going to go, okay, cool. Oh, this sounds like a trick. It's actually going to go through that there. That makes sense. The answer is Maria. And it will go through in the think, and it will say to you, wait a second, this sounds like... so listen to this thinking that DeepSeek actually has those. So let's make it a little bit bigger, because this is absolutely fascinating. Okay, let's try and figure this riddle. So the question is, Maria's father has 4 daughters. What is the name of the 4th daughter? At first glance, it seems like a trick question because of the names given all seasons except for 1. Wait, the names are spring, there are 3 seasons, so the 4th daughter's name should be logically summer, right? Wait, the question says Maria's father. Oh, wait, the second Maria is one of the daughters. The father has 4 daughters. So, yeah, so here's a trick there. People might jump to the seasons. So this is the thing about O3 Mini and DeepSeek, is that it actually gives you the ability to understand the thought processes of the underlying model. So we have the underlying model and everything. So it says there, okay, cool, that's the answer. So this is a pretty simple. It's streaming there, and it's just saying there's a streaming message result, and you can get access. So I went in there this morning, and we've just published. I don't know why it's not here though, but we've just published. Let's just see if it's still here. There. No, not Claude. Let's just close this and make sure that everything is fine. I want to make sure. And okay, so let's go into here, Claude 3 Sonnet. Okay, so let's close that. So I said to it, okay, cool. Build a front end for me. Just go in there and use agent. So go into agent mode here. Let's go new. Go into Copilot edits. Make sure the agent mode is activated. And okay, well, Claude Sonnet was 7 there. And I said to it, go build a front end for me. So we're going to use GPT-4o. And then I'm going to say to it, and I've got the solution already. Build a front end, not front end. Build a front end for this project. Add all libraries necessary, and make sure it doesn't stream, because I don't want the same mistake that I made yesterday. Streaming is very hard with JavaScript, especially with these models. Doesn't stream, and I want to make sure that over there, close all, and I want to just add it there. So, okay, don't stream, build a front end for this project, and done. This is what I did this morning with Claude Sonnet 3.7. Okay, cool. It's going to go in there, create a package.json main, install the main. It made a mistake though, because it doesn't realize, wait a second, I don't want to do it in Java. Oh, it's going to do it in JavaScript, eh? But how is it going to do it in JavaScript? Because the underlying, you know what it is. So this is 4.0. It didn't understand O3 Mini, and it went too quickly. So what it did, it says just any front end. And I don't want it to build any front end. I actually wanted to build a Java front end. So that was my problem. So the importance is to be able to go in there and speak to the underlying design that you want. So now it's going to go there and it's going to go index.html. I don't want that. That's a plain file though. Okay. And now it's going to go npm install. No, I don't want to do all of that and everything. I don't want to actually do that. Now it's going to go into a loop. So you can see there, no, undo. I want to go undo. So this is what you get for in a loop. Undo. Yes. Cancel. So this is a loop that I did accidentally. So now we want to go back in there. We want to go O3 Mini. So build a front end in Java for this project, add the Spring Boot libraries and make sure it uses we want to go into here, the DeepSeek model to create a prompt. So this is what they call as a one-shot. Being able to one-shot an entire front end from scratch on your project via the actual underlying. But okay, cool. I did preempt that something might go wrong, and then say, okay, cool. Let me apply these changes. Okay, it's going to go through that. If it does apply it wrong, I got onto that repo on the solution branch what it did this morning. And what it did this morning, and I had Claude Sonnet 3.7 installed. Let me apply these changes. Yes. Okay, so sometimes you actually do have to go yes to it around it though. So it's okay, yes. So let's go into, we still have a few more minutes. Let's go into the solution for that. So if you go into here, while it's taking its time, it can take up to 5 minutes or everything to go in and build the Java files. Okay, it's going in there. It's going, okay, I'm going to modify your pom.xml. I'm going to add the front end. It's usually thumb leaf. But the underlying, if you see here, the solution here, the solution there, we're going to go and we're going to see, is it going to manage the one shot? Else we're going to go in and we're going to go into the solution. So what's it doing there? I hope it's doing a lot. A lot of times after I've finished getting the agent to write my code and do my job, I go, please, can you tell me what you did? Also, just document exactly what you've done. So if you do follow me on LinkedIn, a lot of the stuff is agent written, and a lot of my code and my repo is agent written. Okay, so this is working. I'm not going to take too long here because we are running out of time. So I'm going to close that here. I'm just going to go undo. Yes. I'm going to go back into here, and I'm going to go into solution. And this is the solution branch here. And over here, it created a chat controller for me. It went there, okay, API chat. It created the Spring Boot and then the AI service here. It got all of the necessary credentials, and then it created the chat message requirement. Then it went in and created the static templates here, including the JavaScript and the text content. Let's go a little bit higher here, and the form field. So if we want to run that here, we can go into terminal, new terminal here, and we can go, okay, we want to go MVN Spring dash boot. You can see there, Copilot's telling me what to run. Spring Boot run. And in that, then it's going to go through all of those dependencies and run through all of this. And all I had to do this morning is just go next, yes. And then I've got my application. So I've got now, let's open up a Chrome browser, and I can go localhost 8080. Okay, say hi to DVT. And this is calling that, so send message here. It's not going to stream. I did find the JavaScript streaming a little bit difficult. I'm not a JavaScript developer, so I kind of gave up on that. It battled a little bit also. So I said to just don't stream, like I showed you there with 4.0. Don't stream, and then you can actually go back into, let's go into here. And you can kind of see there it's got a lot of libraries that it's calling out though. So there's a lot that it did. I'm still trying to work out exactly what it did though. But I did document that on the README here. So let's go back in here. And there's look at that. Hey, user wants to say hi to DVT. Let's start figuring out what DVT stands for. It could be a person's initials. It could be a person. I think the response is, okay, they don't know. Let's just say a colorful greeting. Hey, DVT, hope you're having a great day. And this is what I built in the morning. Now, you can go in there. We've just announced Claude 3.7. O3 Mini works nicely. It's a little bit slow because it thinks a lot. And then you've got 4.0, which is, and we saw there, kind of a little bit dumber, but it still gets the job done. Understand also, be very careful because it can mess with your underlying operating system. So it can move files and everything. So you want to run this actually in a dev container, and you want to always have your files in Git, because it'll just delete files willy-nilly and edit files there. And we've had a lot of people online say, listen, my entire project was deleted. So you really want to make sure that you use Git, you use branches, you use dev containers, ideally. You'll see here that in all of these projects, I have where are we going here? I have a dev container.json. So if you want to use that and work on your dev container, let's just close that here. And then finally, obviously, I want you to go in and play and vibe for this. We are 50 minutes in, so I'd like to answer some questions here. And yeah, there's a lot to take in. There's definitely a lot to take in. And this is what I built you guys this morning.
That is absolutely fantastic. I think my mind got blown 1 or 2 or maybe 7 times. Guys, you still have 9 minutes to ask questions in the Q&A section, but I do have 1 or 2 questions of my own. So I've seen a lot of people complain about the ghost text hallucinating way too much when developing, not just using the chat to create something, but just typing and the ghost text.
It gets annoying. You saw that today.
Yeah.
It said it wanted to do more. Like I said, just go slow. Like I couldn't tell it to go slow. So you can switch off ghost text. You can switch it off completely. You can also, with next, you saw there that the little green arrow, you can go into the next version and you can just run through there though. I personally don't like ghost text. I always use the chat. I never ghost text. I actually have started chatting more than coding, because the ghost text, it just goes in there and it goes, no, I don't, stop it. It's like a senior developer going in there and taking the keyboard. When I started developing, they would take the keyboard and they would change it to a different keyboard format, like a Dvorak. And then I wouldn't even be able to use the keyboard after that though. Yeah, so good question. Ghost text is not for everyone. It's nice, but you might find cases that you don't want to use it.
Perfect. And then one other question. So let's say you're developing an application and you want to document it using the AI tools in the future. So how aware should you be of your naming conventions, your comments, that kind of stuff, to make sure that the docs actually end up great? Is that a vital role? Naming things, is that important?
So the GitHub Copilots can actually run at an enterprise level, and via that enterprise level, you can actually go in there and dictate special instructions. The special instructions then can follow certain formats and guidelines. You can also get it to learn on your enterprise, it's in preview, on the underlying code structure. So if you know that you have a method or a function that everyone should use, it will go in there and it will understand that. And then with the custom instructions, go in there and say, listen, this is what you need to print, this is what you need to format with it though. So I think it really comes down to, on the enterprise level, of pushing it down to the individuals who are going to be used that though. Else, what you can do is that you can have a Git repo there and you can say, these are the format specifications that I've indicated that GitHub needs to use, and then it can go and read them in from that actual repo.
Fantastic. That is very useful. Any other questions, guys? This is a lot of good info. It's stuff that I'm certainly I'm going to use. Definitely. Is there any other questions?
Okay, so we've got one question which you have to ask is, what are the alternatives to GitHub Copilot? Now, Gemini just released today a version of GitHub Copilot that they have though. But you must understand the GitHub Copilot goes all the way back to 2018 with OpenAI Codex. And we've been scanning GitHub repos, public repos, for a very long time. So the use of the code and the expertise of the code outweighs everything. So if you use Cursor, or if you use Gemini, or if you use all of these things, what you'll notice is that it doesn't have the same amount of training that a lot of the GitHub Copilot does, though. That being said, when you go to that repo and what I sent you there, a lot of it actually was written by other AIs. I use ChatGPT extensively. I use Grok occasionally also because Grok is incredibly fast. And we saw there that we use O3 Mini. You can also use Claude Sonnet. You can use a lot of these models though. And you need to find the best model that you can use for your usage. Some work, some don't. Some I like for coding, some I like for poetry, some I like for pictures. You just get a feel for it though. So there's a huge competition, but it's so big, this industry, that you can host an inference endpoint. You saw there with DeepSeek. That's one of our competitors, but we're hosting it on our platform on Azure. We're running Claude Sonnet on GitHub Copilot. So it really makes sense. You want the platform of choice. Now, what Microsoft does well, we created Windows, we created Office, we created Azure, we created all of these things. We create wonderful platforms. Visual Studio is also a platform. So we can host all of that. We can have all of those things, but you want a platform that you want to use. And we know developers, and that really is a great answer to a question that I asked myself, though, is why go with us and not our competitors, is because we know platforms and we know how to integrate. So that really is the best version of the best question and answer that I can give you.
Lovely.
Okay, so yeah, go play Fork the Repos. You've got the Ping Pong TDD chat and the Azure interface starter, though. Go play around with it. Start off with Ping Pong TDD. Tell me how you go, though. Learn Ping Pong TDD also, though. Learn with GitHub Copilot. You've got the free tier also. And I look forward to seeing you on the Twitter sphere. We've got one question there.
Yes. How long does it take to, on average, to get comfortable with these AI tools?
So when I first did Ping Pong TDD, I got into kind of like a vibe with the developer next to me, and he would say, do something. I would go red, green refactor, red, green refactor, red, green refactor. It took me about 3 days to get into that, and it's a hard thing to actually get someone to co-pilot with code with you, to peer code with you. So I would say rather not the AI, but just to learning how to co-code with someone, how to peer code. And TDD is a great way to do that. So to answer your question is, it's not about necessarily the AI tools, it's how to TDD, test-driven development. Once you get used to that, then the AI tool is just another tester.
Does that answer your question?
The Microsoft Teams doesn't have a put your hand down if your hand has gone up already and answered the question. We will get that. We will fix it. But we have invented quantum mechanics and multiversal travel before we fix Microsoft Teams. Okay, so understand. We know where our effort has to be.
Oh, fantastic. Guys, the repos is pinned in the Q&A section at the top. Feel free to access them anytime.
Have a great day. Thank you, DVT, for hosting me. I look forward to hearing from you. Cheers, everyone.
Oh.
I think we just stay here, frozen.
We don't have to freeze. I just want to say thank you, Rory. Thank you, Jacques.
I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a little bit slow. The AIs were a little bit slow. I don't know what happened. It could be all the GPUs and everything, but it worked at the end of the day. And it went through everything around it, though. I'm still kind of unsure. I think they rolled back Claude Sonnet 3.7. They had it this morning, and then they just kind of rolled it back.
I'm curious if it's still on my side.
Just see if you've still got it. Else they've rolled it back, or it's uninstalled itself. It wouldn't be the first time that we've actually rolled things back. I mean, we even launched Windows Vista, which we should have rolled back.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it. They definitely took it away.
That is so dodgy. I used it this morning and then they just rolled it back. That's so dodgy. Sorry, we would never do. It's nice. It creates some nice GUIs. Okay. Cheers, everyone.
Right. Thank you so much. Thank you. We'll
Cheers,
be in
Karen.
touch
Thanks
with
for
you,
hosting
Rory.
me.
Thank you.